Hi, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Kassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today, we're going to be doing the daily reading for Sunday, August 1st, 2021. And today's a day that's ruled by the heart chakra and guided by death. And I want to wish everyone a very happy August 1st. We are within the Lionsgate portal right now. That video will be coming out in the next day or so. We're also going to be doing a live on the 8/8 portal, which is also the new moon in Leo. So really big, powerful energy that we're working with. That's going to be at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And so for those of you who haven't checked that out, I think you might be able to join beforehand. I'm not really sure how this works. It's the first time I've set up a live ahead of time, but it is all set up and ready to go for 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I hope to see as many of you there as possible so that we can ring in and really take advantage of these energies. They are, as we said, ongoing right now, but they will be at their peak, if you will, on the 8th. And so we're going to be working with that energy. We're going to be creating with that energy. We're going to be receiving together as a collective, as a group, as a tribe, whatever it is that these energies have in store for us. I honestly don't know what that live is going to look like. We're just going to kind of go with the flow and let spirit guide it when it comes. I think that's really all for announcements right now. So this white solar dog energy is the galactic signature that we're working with today. And this is a really beautiful energy. That white dog tribe is all about love, loyalty, and heart. So we're working with the energy of the heart today. We're working with the energy of love. And we're opening ourselves up to a deeper experience of what love really means. True love, right, is not, we think about love a lot of times as an emotion. Love is not an emotion. Love is a state of being. Love is a vibration. Love is truly the only thing that is, right? And so it goes so much deeper than what we think of on the surface as love. We think about it as an I love you. We think about it many times in a romantic context, in a context of family, in these different ways. But a lot of these types of love that we have been conditioned to expect and experience in this reality are really forms of conditional love, right? Anytime we can use that word expect, an expectation is a condition. And so we're working to release that. We're working to understand what true unconditional acceptance and unconditional love is. So really opening ourselves up to that understanding today. And understanding what that really means when we have that love for ourselves as well as that love for others. So true love is also not codependent. True love is interdependent. True love honors the connection, right, between us and all that is. It honors each person as this beautiful sovereign being. And we honor ourselves when we are expressing love from a pure place as truly sovereign beings as well, right? It's not about what we need from another. It's not about what we can give to another with an expectation of what might be returned, even if that return just comes in the form of validation, if that return just comes in the form of us feeling better about ourselves. Love is not about all of those things. And so today is really a beautiful day to focus on filling our own cup. If we find that our own cup is lacking, how can we fill our own spirit and then allow that to just naturally pour forth into the world? So really noticing and paying attention today, anywhere where our spirit may feel as though it could use a little bit of a refill, and how can we give ourselves that love today? This is, of course, also about all the different ways that we experience love and really the distortions of love, kind of like we were talking about, right? Because most of us, that's what we've experienced. Even if it was a pleasant distortion, it was still some type of distortion. But all of these distortions of love are very important because they teach us a lot. They teach us a lot about the truth that lies within our own hearts. And so when we can look at our relationships through this lens about learning more about what the truth is that exists within our own hearts, we can grow immensely. Connection is such an important piece. Connection is everything, right? Remember, we are all one. We are all unified. And so, of course, we want to experience connection. And this is where the the distortions of love often come in, right? Because we have this illusion of separation. We don't know how to feel connected. We haven't rebuilt, or remembered that spiritual connection that always connects us to everyone and everything. And we haven't built that connection with ourselves. And so we seek that connection because a part of us knows this, right? And so we're yearning for that connection piece that that illusion has sort of separated us from. And so we seek that connection in others. And this is where, like we said, those distortions come into play, because we're seeking that connection that we need to learn how to achieve within ourselves and with spirit first and foremost through all of these outer means. And that's not to say that we don't have beautiful experiences with that. That is part of the journey. That is so very worthwhile. And it's not to say that we don't have beautiful connections even as we're going through this process. However, imagine how much more beautiful those connections can become when we are both in a place of wholeness. And so today it's coming back to that place of wholeness within and understanding our relationships, understanding the connections in our world, through that lens of like, what is this teaching me about me, right? What is this teaching me about? How is this teaching me to step more deeply into authentic love, into that true unconditional love and unconditional acceptance? Where am I receiving opportunities to learn more about myself today, about the ways that I love, about the ways that I seek for love, about the ways that I give and receive love? And how can I do that from a more open heart space? How can I do that from a more pure heart space? This energy is also about our companions of destiny. And so really understanding that we do have these companions of destiny. Some of us have met some of them. Some of us have yet to meet them. Our true companions of destiny are those who are on the same vibrational wavelength as us. That's our tribe. And so many of us, we felt perhaps like we were part of a tribe throughout different points of our lives. And then as we've grown and shifted, that tribe is beginning to grow and shift. And ultimately what that's leading us towards is the tribe that resonates at our true vibration. And this is what a lot of us on here, a lot of us who identify ourselves by different labels, right? Star seeds, empaths, light workers, whatever terminology you may give yourself in this three-dimensional reality to help explain more of the brilliance of who you are. A lot of us feel this longing and this yearning for those companions of destiny, for that soul tribe. And there is that energy of loneliness sometimes when we aren't seeing those people in our physical reality. And so Spirit assures us those people are coming. I wanted to say unfortunately, I don't think that's the right word. I won't use that word. But part of the journey first is coming into that wholeness within. Right? That's a big, big part of this journey. And so we are all in different phases of that journey. Some of us, our souls agreed that they wanted to find that within first. Some of us agreed that our soul tribe was going to come in to assist us in that process. It's going to vary differently from person to person, but just know that they are coming. And in the meantime, it's continuing to work on your own vibration, becoming more of your authentic self. That's what I mean when I say work on your vibration. It means allowing yourself to become more of who you truly are, embracing the truth and the beauty of who you are. And as you do that, you naturally begin to attract these companions of destiny. But today is a day, especially with this 8-8 portal energy, where I'm feeling like some of us, if we go into meditation, if we go into these deep heart states today, really connected in that heart space with that intention of connecting with our soul tribe, our companions of destiny, we may be able to connect with them on the astral, or to even more powerfully draw them into our reality. For those who have found some of their companions of destiny, that's beautiful. Reach out to them today. Really embrace them, honor them, be grateful for them. And just know that a lot of us, if we don't have those companions of destiny in our physical realities right now, we're finding them through online means. And so connect with your online soul tribe. Right, channels such as mine, the whole purpose of this channel, well, there's a few purposes, I guess, but one of the main purposes is to help connect people to each other, right? We are all part of a soul tribe. I feel this so strongly with every single person who is drawn to my channel. It's because we are part of that soul tribe, and so you have a home here. And so reach out, connect with others in these groups, in these online platforms, as you are waiting for those companions of destiny to come into your life, but also don't allow yourself to feel lack around that. Allow yourself to know and understand, right? When we really step into that heart space and we begin to heal that illusion of separation, we begin to understand that we were never separated at all. Right? We just came here with different jobs, with different tasks, with different things that we wanted to learn and accomplish. And we come together when we're meant to, when we need to, when those things that we're meant to learn and accomplish involve or require the assistance of others. And so if you are feeling as though you don't have companions of destiny in your reality right now, there is something that you came here to learn and integrate first. Right? And so figure out what that is, right? Nothing happens by mistake. And also look at who's surrounding you. We're talking about companions of destiny. We're talking about love. We're talking about all the distortions and the different displays and experiences of love. And so many of us, a big part of this energy too is understanding the energy of pain, understanding the energy of betrayal, understanding these things are great teachers for us, right? When somebody, we perceive somebody as having hurt us, when we perceive somebody as having betrayed us, they are teaching us something very profound. There's a very profound lesson there. So it's seeing and understanding that lesson, seeing and understanding. We're shown even more plainly what is ready to be healed within us when we experience these painful relationships with others. And so it's really taking that and looking at that, as well as acknowledging that people who act out from that place of anger are people who are experiencing a lack of love. Deep down, they want love, but that doesn't mean that we are the person that has to bend over backwards to give it to them, right? This is also about understanding how to set boundaries. Some of us, we may be seeking our companions of destiny, but some of those relationships haven't come through yet, because first we have to release the toxic relationships in our lives. We have to release those relationships that are holding us back, those relationships that are teaching us through pain, and we've learned the lesson. Right? Sometimes we're in the process. When we fully learn the lesson, we move on. That's how we show that we've learned that lesson. Some of us, we get caught up in those cycles, right? And when we allow ourselves to stay caught up in those cycles, to keep repeating and experiencing the same pain over and over because we're not ready or willing to look at the lesson, that energy is kind of taking the place of where some of these companions of destiny could come in. And so that's something to think about as well as we're moving forward. Yeah, so I spent the, nothing is an accident, right? So I did this on purpose before I did this reading today, and I looked and saw what the galactic signature was with this white dog energy. But I was watching Empath Uprising's channel this morning. If you guys haven't checked him out, absolutely do, especially if you identify as an empath, because it's a really beautiful, empowering channel for empaths. He had lots of really great messages. And so there's a lot of talk about there on that channel about the narcissistic relationship with the empaths, the narcissist's relationship to the empath, which I absolutely 100% agree is simply to wake up the empath. Right? That's their only purpose. And so that's where we see, and once we've woken up, it's our choice whether we want to fall back asleep by continuing to engage in that cycle of pain, or whether we want to learn that lesson and then take that awareness and do something constructive with it, right? And so there was a lot that was talked about in there that I'm really feeling interwoven into this today as well. And like I said, it wasn't an accident that I tuned into that first. And so I may be dropping a couple other nuggets that are still fresh in my mind from everything that I did listen to this morning. I don't listen to a ton of stuff. I find if you listen to too many things, sometimes it kind of clogs up your own channel, and I don't want to, and by channel, I don't mean like the YouTube channel, I mean like this channel. So I don't like to have too many outer thoughts and ideas floating around. But there are some that I listen to, and that's one that I've been really enjoying lately. Because we are empowered right here, right? We are empowered. And so I absolutely respect and have a special place in my heart for anybody who also seeks to empower people, to remind them of the control that they have over their experience, to remind them of their energetic sovereignty and autonomy. And so we're really looking at that. We're looking at all the different levels of connection, right? And we're paying attention to this. It's really important right now, as we're in this 8-8 portal energy, that we're paying attention to these things. We're paying attention to our energy, our vibration, and how the connections that we have are influencing that energy and that vibration. We want to make sure that we are investing our time and our energy in those relationships that are helping to facilitate us growing and evolving, right, in a positive manner. If something is holding us back, if we are caught in these cycles and we're not making any progress, we really want to look at that. If we want to pay attention to how we feel when we're around people, this is a time where a lot of people are letting go of relationships that no longer serve them. And for many people, these are long-standing relationships. These are, for many, people that may have been in your life for 20, 30 years, right? Like, they've played a huge role in our lives, and now we're seeing how their energy is just it's not rising to match ours, right? And so we never bring ourselves back down to somebody else's energetic level. Our purpose here, our mission, our only purpose, right, is to continue ascending, is to continue growing, is to continue elevating and expanding and releasing all of that which is not the truth of who and what we are, right? And so we don't have time to be moving back down to the level of people who aren't quite ready to do that yet. All right, we can love them for where they're at. We can honor them in their journey, knowing that every soul has its journey, but that journey doesn't have to become our journey. Our responsibility is to continue on our path, to continue with our journey, and to surrender and release anything that is not conducive to that flow, not conducive to where we're going, right? We want to look at every single person in our lives and be like, is this person an energetic match for me? Is where this person is at somewhere that I want to be? Right? We want people who are on the same wavelength or on a higher wavelength so that we can entrain up to them, right? We don't want people who are on a lower, and it's not a cruel thing, right? It is a level of discernment, but we're not judging anybody. There's no judgment involved. It's simply awareness and observation and our decision and our choice point of like, okay, so this is where they are. Where do I want to be? Right? So really being able to look at that. And we do have the nodes. We have Juno still conjunct the South Node right now. And Juno is that planet particularly of partnerships, of marriage, of all of that. So like that really intense, committed relationship energy. So a lot of us are going to be seeing this in relationships as well as in friendships with family, right? There's a lot of us who are having to put distance between ourselves and family members because they're simply not on the same wavelength that we are. And that's okay. It's, remember, you're healing your lineage every time you heal yourself. So whether you have a personal relationship with members of your family right now, you're doing them a far greater service by leaving them where they're at and continuing your own evolution than you would be by staying stuck with them, because you came here to free them. But you do that on an energetic level. You do that through your own healing. You don't do that by staying in that lower vibrational energy with them, by staying stuck in those old patterns that you came here to transmute. Okay? And so it's just knowing that and understanding we have to look at everything from the higher perspective right now. And it may sound to some people a little cold, but it's actually not. It's actually the most loving thing that we can do, to look at people from that more detached perspective, to look at situations from that higher perspective, and just see the bigger energies that are playing out right now. Everything is so much bigger. It's like we have to look beyond the minutia, beyond the everyday events. Like we have to look at that larger, grander scale of things. And that is very helpful for me when I'm looking at different things like this, when I'm looking at different relationships in my life, when I'm looking at my relationship to family or to whatever else, is to understand and see from that higher perspective. Like, I came here to ascend. I came here to be a voice of this ascension process, right? I came here to wake up, and I came here to wake other people up. That's what I'm here to do. I came here to heal. I came here to grow. I came here to evolve. Right? Every single one of us, we came here to change the world. And we did that, and we do that by changing ourselves. And so there's a lot of other earthly things that want to sort of pull my attention, right? There's a lot of those distortions of love that want me to hold myself back from that. Because the old codependent version of love tells me that it's not loving to remove people from my life, tells me that it's not loving to set boundaries, that it's not loving to move on and to allow somebody else to have their process and not assist them in that process, right? Like that old distorted version of love wants me to be the rescuer, but that's not my job. That's not my job. My job is to rescue myself. And that is each and every one of our jobs as well. I remember this day, this energy is guided by death. So this is the endings, right? Allowing things to end so that new things can begin. That's a big part of the energy of today as well. So we're really, we're working with those energies. We're seeing what is ready to end. And remember, an ending is simply a transformation, right? Nothing can ever be destroyed. It is only transformed. And so we look at death in that way. We look at it as a transformation. We look at whatever's ending as the fertile soil for a new beginning. But we can't have that new beginning if we're afraid to embrace the ending. All right, so the affirmation for today is, and remember, we're working with that solar tone. That solar tone is all about pulsing and realizing intention. So really setting those intentions, working with our intentions today, understanding the power of our intention, and understanding the intent behind everything that we do, right? And that takes us back to what can our relationships teach us about ourselves, right? What is the intent? What is the motive behind when I'm saying this, when I'm doing this, right? That can help us really learn a lot and really fine-tuning those intentions today and realizing that we can use those intentions in order to create and make major shifts in our reality, in our world. So the affirmation says, I pulse in order to love, realizing loyalty. I seal the process of heart with the solar tone of intention. I am guided by the power of death. And the secondary affirmation says, I am Ak Dog. I am your ability to love and to start again. I give to you loyalty and help. And the guidance is to focus on transcending limiting emotional patterns and activating your spiritual strength in relationships. Attune to the one heart. Unite with your companions of destiny. Be loyal to your essence, your path, and your kin. And from the Astro Dream Advisor, one of the gifts of White Dog is the calling in and recognition of other companions of destiny. Other beings with the same longing are waiting to meet and acknowledge you. Beings who can see you as you authentically are. When you have truly been seen, you feel empowered, and remembrance of a shared sacred trust is ignited. This is a natural process divinely designed for recognition through vibrational affinity, freed from personal expectations. White Dog can be seen as an access point for developing relationships with guides, totems, allies, and guardians. And this is going to be especially powerful when we have this 8-8 portal energy open. There are many ways to work with these spiritual guides, including guided visualizations, shamanic journeys, and meditation. A useful construct is viewing them as aspects of yourself, part of your life stream that is asking to be integrated. Remember, there is no other. In the grand adventure, you are being asked to embody all that you are. And remember, a lot of times when we're working with our guides and stuff like that, our greatest guide is our higher self, right? This is the aspect of us, our multidimensional selves that knows and sees and understands everything. So in many ways, we are guiding ourselves. So the more we unite with this higher version of ourselves, right, with the higher self, with the multidimensional self, the less outside guidance we need, because that guidance is coming from within. Right? We are connecting more deeply with that. But just know that our higher self is guiding us more times than we realize. It's our own higher self. And remember, we are everything too, right? So every single guide, every single totem, every single outside energy that we seek to connect with is another aspect of us, which is pretty cool. Profound insights are garnered through shared purpose and relationship with others who are willing to be in their truth and integrity about the light and shadow aspects they perceive in themselves, not in others, in themselves. So key. Similarly, intimate relationships can be viewed as unique opportunities to bring forward in each other deep emotional patterns to be transformed. In this case, those you have drawn to you hold the ability to assist you in your own integration as well. There are no mistakes. Be willing to look deeply into the truth held within any relationship. The expression of intimacy is a gift of love. The lack of it may be a symptom asking for honest communication and healing. It may also be guiding you to reevaluate your relationship and its purpose and the purpose it is serving. White Dog signals a breakthrough in your life. new beginnings, new perspectives, new allies and friends. As you express more authentically who you are, you draw your true family closer to you. With your guides and companions, you have the ability to manifest your inspired visions and dreams. Recognize the eyes and hearts that spark the remembrance of a sacred trust. The harmonic wisdom of White Dog is affinity, the attraction of like vibration or substances for one another. Spiritual affinity is not limited to family kinship. It is part of the natural affinity between companions of destiny. Such companions are drawn together by the same aligned force that draws iron fillings to a magnet. Companions of destiny are drawn together to do work that is naturally harmonious. On the surface, at times, it may seem that you have little in common with these companions, yet the attraction remains. This is because your essence selves are committed to work together long before they meet in the physical world. This is a natural process of affinity, rather than a process motivated from personal desire. Follow this guidance into your unfoldment within the larger pattern. So noticing who you're attracted to on that soul level, right? Who you feel that you resonate with, and not allowing the monkey mind, right, to try to convince us of why or not someone is appropriate. If they feel good, if they feel resonant, don't worry about the rest of it. And the flip side of that is also true. If they don't feel good, if they don't feel resonant, pay attention to that as well. Regardless of how many things, it's like I'm getting that, or I'm thinking of that phrase, like they look good on paper. This is a time where we're throwing away that paper. It doesn't matter what relationships look good on paper or not. Do they feel good? Do they resonate with my soul? That's where we're going. That's how. So if we are limiting ourselves by looking and saying, okay, that looks like the type of person that would be my companion of destiny, right? That person looks like my soul tribe. It's like, no, do they feel like it? That's where we're going. We're going beyond. We're going to the feeling. All right. And then we have the tone 9, solar tone. This is about completion, expansion, mastery, larger cycles of time, fulfillment, and the grand design. 9 is the ray of greater cycles, the foundation of self-opening to the 4 points of measure and cycle. It is the grand design, the unfolding order of the larger pattern. With the solar tone of 9, you are being offered to the embrace of longed-for completion. Fulfill your pattern, your circle. Embody the mastery and wisdom you came to express. This ray asks you to be rather than try to be. Embody the wisdom of the larger cycles. Become the one who shines the light for others. You are the humanitarian whose being unfolds the larger pattern of the new world. All right, I'm going to read that for you guys again. You are the humanitarian whose being unfolds the larger pattern of the new world. In the grand cycle of time, 9 is the number of completion and expansion. What is it that you are being asked to complete? Can you see the clues to this lifetime of completion? As you expand, shed old patterns that do not support your growth. Receive completion's fulfillment. You are poised on an arc of a grand cycle of time. In this cycle, time and space fold, past and future merge, and lifetimes meld in completion. Join in the fulfillment of the mystery of the triple triangle by offering your mystery to be woven into the larger loom of reality. All right. We're going to look at the astrology for a minute before we pull some cards here. So we do have today this conjunction of Mercury and the Sun perfecting at 9 degrees of Leo. And they are opposing Saturn retrograde at 10 degrees of Aquarius. And so we talked about this a little bit in some of the earlier videos this week. This energy of Mercury and the Sun, and how Mercury is our mental processes, right? Mercury and the Sun together is really the epitome of our consciousness. Okay, Mercury representing the mind, the Sun representing the ego, the way that we see ourselves. So there's something integrating into our consciousness, some understanding of ourselves that began as Mercury worked its way through the sign of Cancer, through this deeply emotional, subconscious, in many ways, childhood energy, right? Cancer can represent the childhood, the early years of life, the first and earliest stages of our emotional development. And so something that was coming up throughout Mercury and Cancer that's now moving into merging with our understanding of ourselves. We're integrating it into the consciousness of who we are. And then with the Saturn energy here, Saturn is what? For one, really helping to ground this in, right? Saturn is a very physical energy. Saturn represents space and time, right? Limits boundaries to a certain degree, but it also represents, I feel, integration. And so this is a big integration point. We're integrating this. We're integrating this knowledge into our being, grounding it in. But then Saturn's also asking us to apply it. Saturn's asking us to act upon it. This new understanding of ourselves, right, that is coming forth here. How do we bring that out into the world? How do we act upon that? How do we uphold our integrity and act from that integrated place? Act from that place of integrity. Where is it that we're being asked to apply this now, this new understanding of ourselves in the world? Remember, this is also the Sun and Mercury in the expressive sign of Leo. So this is really asking us, it's like, how do you allow yourself to shine? How do you radiate this new understanding of yourself out into the world? And how do you shift and change whatever is needing to be shifted and changed? We also still have Mars in this opposition to Jupiter retrograde. All right, it's a little bit less intense now, as we have Jupiter still in Aquarius and Mars, which has actually moved into Virgo. So we have Mars at 1 degree of Virgo and we have Jupiter at 29 degrees of Aquarius. And so they're not in opposing signs anymore. This lessens the intensity of it a little bit, but we're still feeling this. And this is that energy where we may have insecurities being brought to the surface. We may have self-doubt that's being brought to the surface, right? And so we're being asked to acknowledge that, to see that, and then to challenge that. Is that insecurity really true? Right? Is that doubt valid? And I can tell you right now, like, it probably not. Right? This is something that's coming into our consciousness. Anything that is preventing our expansion, right? We're being asked to address it. We're being asked to address it so that we can move forward. Right? And remember, when we had Mars, and this opposition was active when Mars was in the final degree of Leo. It was actually exact when Mars was in the final degree of Leo. Okay, so that is the axis of ego. So once again, we're coming back to that ego relationship. We're coming back to that that aspect, that understanding of who we are and how that is shifting. So somewhere where our pride or our ego or our insecurities were highlighted, right? And now as Mars moves into Virgo, which is that energy of purification, that energy of self-improvement, how are we shifting that, right? How are we transmuting and transforming that energy so that we can use that to our advantage, so that we can continue to grow and expand? This is about self-limitation. Where is it that we have been limiting ourselves, and how can we step out of that? Remember, it's never anybody else, it's always us. If we view someone else as limiting us, we are the ones that are allowing that. And so are you ready to stop allowing that? And we do have the moon in the lovely sign of Taurus. Yes, I am a bit biased. So this is, of course, that beautiful, luxurious energy. The moon is also in a sextile to Neptune today. Oh, and I did forget to mention that the Sun and Mercury are also being sextiled and trined by the nodes, sextiling the true node and trining the south node, which is really just making that evolutionary process that much more powerful. But yes, so the moon sextile Neptune, this is a beautiful energy. This is a romantic energy. This is a dreamy, idealistic energy. This is a highly psychic energy. So we can really use that to our advantage today. And with the moon in the sign of Taurus, it's like a grounded psychic energy. So really working with that, working with meditation today can be very helpful. Working with self-love, right? Taurus is a sign that exemplifies self-love. That is one of the things that Taurus strives for. It strives for presence and self-love. And so how is it that we can love ourselves more deeply? How can we care for ourselves more deeply? Understanding that the way we care for ourselves is, like we said, also caring for the collective. So really working with that energy today. Yeah, I think that's all I want to say about that. Just working with that energy today. We do have some aspects today which might be tempting us to move into sort of an energy of self-indulgence. And so we want to be aware of that. We don't want to be engaging in escapist tendencies today, or any day really, right? We don't have time for that anymore. We don't have time for escapism. We're being called to step our game up. All right. Every once in a while, it's okay to unplug and sort of take a break, but knowing the difference between escaping and taking a break. Clear. right? Which is kind of like knowing the difference between self-indulgence and self-care. All right, Archangels, what guidance do you have for us today? Let me take a look at that timestamp so I can stamp this for people. I'm going to try to remember to do that today. Wow, that was a long first half to this reading today, guys, but lots of powerful stuff that we talked about, important stuff. So for those of you who are now just tapping into the reading, you may want to go back and listen to the other portion at some point, because there was a lot of important stuff that we talked about. Oh, wow, and that totally fell. What do we have? I'm going to have to go grab it. Hold on, you guys. He flew right out there. All right, so we have Archangel Perlemiak. Let nature soothe you, serve the animal kingdom. So really working with nature, and this is important, and this comes up all the time, right? So much it's almost like something that sometimes I'm like, oh God, I feel like I'm repeating myself constantly with this, but it's because it's so important. Working with nature today, allowing nature to soothe you. Allowing nature to aid you in the integration process of all of these powerful energies and activations that we are receiving through this 8-8 portal. All right? So let nature soothe you. Let nature heal you. And this is also, when I see this card sometimes and I look at this, it also reminds me of plant medicine. It reminds me of herbalism. All the different ways that you can, like holistic medicine in general. So nature, we are being offered these natural remedies, and we're being reminded that nature provides us with everything that we need. Right? Nature created these organic bodies are made of the earth, right? And so the earth contains everything we need to care for them. So it's a reminder of that. For people who may be watching this and maybe considering different holistic remedies and things like that, like that's definitely a go ahead from your angels to pursue that. And receive and get the proper guidance as you're doing so. Yeah, but there's so many different ways that nature wants to be there to assist us, because we serve her, right? The more we love and care and extend that love and that care to nature, the more she extends that love back. All right, what else do we got here? We have Archangel Raphael. Seek and you will find, be a wise one. So this is all about higher learning. This is all about the next level of our spiritual study. If you have been asking for more information, if you have been asking for a higher level of spiritual understanding, work with Archangel Raphael. Because there is a next level of your spiritual understanding and evolution, your spiritual learning that's ready to be unlocked right now. But with this be a wise one energy too, it's like in order to be ready for the next level of spiritual study, we have to be applying everything that we've learned so far. That's what wisdom is, right? Wisdom is applied knowledge. And so are you behaving as a wise one? Are you applying the knowledge that you've learned so far? If you're not applying the knowledge that you've learned so far, you're not ready for the next phase of evolution. And so that's part of the initiation. But this is also reminding for those of you who are seeking something spiritually right now. Seek and you shall find. So they are telling you, if you are seeking something, what you are seeking is seeking you. So just know that. Be patient, be open-minded, be aware, right? Be present and aware so that you can recognize when these answers are coming to you. Right? As soon as we open up that door and we begin that process of seeking something, that something begins seeking us as well. And then we have Archangel Hope. Look for a cosmic gift. Remember, you deserve it. I love this card when it comes out. The gift. There is a beautiful cosmic gift on its way to you. Look for the gift, but remember, everything's a gift. All right, and so this message has come through when this card's come up before. It's like when we think of a gift, right, sometimes we think of this great grandiose thing and we don't take the time to appreciate all the little gifts, right? How are we going to receive a large gift if we can't even receive the small gifts in our everyday life? If we aren't open and aware of those gifts when they present themselves to us. So be aware, see everything as a gift. See everything as a gift. And this was something actually that came up when I was watching Empath Uprising, and I really resonated with this. It was part of a Pleiadian message that was channeled regarding the 8-8 portal. And that's to look at every challenge that's presented to you, everything that shows up in your reality that is not what you thought you wanted or that does not please you. It's practicing the art of saying, I chose this, and being grateful for it. I chose this, thank you. I chose this, thank you. Okay, so understand that we chose absolutely everything in our reality, even if we don't understand why, even if we didn't consciously choose it, even if our higher self chose it. We're being asked to trust in that. We're being asked to trust in what shows up in our reality, to see the gift in it, and to be grateful for it no matter what it is, and to take that power back by using those words, I chose this. All right, so practice with that energy. And practice with seeing the gift in everything, recognizing the gift. If you can't see the gift, ask to be shown the gift. Ask for that understanding. Ask for that wisdom, right? To be able to recognize that. Look at everything in your reality as a cosmic gift. And then watch as those gifts continue to unfold. And this energy of deserving it, this energy of worthiness, this is huge right now. This energy of feeling worthy, of recognizing our worthiness. Right? Of peeling back anything within us that keeps us in a state of feeling as though we are unworthy. Right? We are all these beautiful, incredible spiritual beings. We are all little pieces of God. Right? You are an aspect of God. How could you be anything other than worthy? Right? And I think a lot of times, especially those of us who have this loving sense about us, we see everybody else as worthy, right? Everybody else. But somehow, sometimes we have difficulty seeing ourselves. Like, why do we put ourselves to such a higher standard than literally everyone and everything else on the planet? Why is that? Where does that come from? And if you guys want to work on that individually, please reach out to me. My email's in the description box below. So it's really that energy of worthiness, cultivating that energy of worthiness. Yeah. And then we have Archangel Raphael coming out. See with enlightened eyes, open to abundance. And you see the similarities in these two cards. Archangel Raphael is also another angel that it represents healing. Archangel Raphael is known for his healing powers, right? Physical healing, but also, I mean, remember, healing happens on all levels and nothing is separate, right? So mind, body, spirit healing. So if you are desiring healing, I feel like somebody watching this is going through some type of healing crisis. This may be like the healing crisis when we talk about as we begin, our vibration begins rising and we begin releasing density. We work through different layers of disease, right? Of illness when we're releasing that density. So it could be that kind of healing crisis. It could be that you something is just happening with your physical body, with your health right now. For some people, this is mental health, but I'm feeling like really strongly for someone, there's physical health here too. And so this is confirmation for you. There is, nature holds the key for you. There is something within nature that is going to be very helpful for you on this healing process. Whether it's plant medicine, whether it's herbal, whether it's some type of holistic medicine. All right, but it has to do with the earth. It has to do with nature. And so this is beyond just, and I don't want to say just, because energy healing is very powerful. But this is beyond that. It's also something of the earth. Yeah, for some people, it could be a spiritual plant medicine, like a plant medicine journey. For other people, like I said, it's something of the earth, all right? That is going to be very healing for you. But also, there's a deeper lesson and a deeper level of wisdom that needs to be gained from your experience. If you've been trying different methods of healing, maybe you have been trying holistic medicine, you have been trying energy healing and these different things, and it hasn't come through for you yet, there's a lesson that needs to be learned and integrated. There's some greater wisdom that you're supposed to learn from this experience. Your soul, your higher self is trying to teach you something right now. So once again, applying those words, right? Thank you. I chose this. All right. Show me the lesson. Help me to gain the wisdom. I'm ready to learn. Seeing the cosmic gift in that situation. What is the enlightenment? There's another level of enlightenment that is ready to be attained through this experience of this illusion of disease. And you may also, your path may become healing to others as well, helping them to transmute and transform these energies for themselves. That's the abundance. This says, see with enlightened eyes and open to abundance. That's the abundance. Yeah. And this is also a reminder for other people that there's much more abundance around you than what you're not looking for other people to this. There's a message coming through that you're looking for abundance, but you're not viewing it through the lens that you're viewing it through is a little bit skewed still. Open up to seeing what abundance looks like in all forms. Right? It was like I was talking to a friend, and I'm still working with my own energies of abundance. And so I was talking, and that I am very blessed to be going to Egypt in December, right? That is not a cheap thing that I'm doing. And so there's a little bit of it stirs up some of those scarcity programming that I'm moving through, that I'm transmuting, right? And so one of my friends said to me the other day, it was really profound. She said, "Don't you understand?" Because I said, "Oh, I know the abundance is gonna keep rolling in. I trust that." And she said, "The abundance is already here. Don't you see? Like, this trip is abundance. That is abundance." And I was like, "Oh, you're right. That's true." Right? Like, abundance exists in so many forms all around us. It's not just about how much money do I have in my bank account. Right? And I need this reminder just as often as other people do. Abundance is everything. Abundance is love. Abundance is joy. Abundance is experiences, enrichment, right? Anytime that our life is being enriched and we are feeling fulfilled, that's abundance. So really opening our eyes to the level of abundance that already exists around us, right? The cosmic gifts that are already present, that are already present, rather. And the more we seek to find the gift in everything, the more we seek to recognize the abundance in everything, the more that unfolds. And then we have cherubim. I love when the cherubim come through. Look to the stars, accept keys and codes of stellar wisdom. And there are lots of keys and codes of stellar wisdom coming through right now with this 8/8 portal energy, you guys. So go sit under the stars. Go take in that energy. Go absorb that. Know that you are receiving so much right now, but really take care of yourselves. And really take care of your energy as well. Another thing that was mentioned in the video that I was watching earlier today that really struck a chord, because I've been experiencing it personally myself, is the fact that we are more sensitive to lower vibrational energies right now as our vibration is raising so much. It's so important. I'm actually going to do a separate video on protecting and shielding your energy and cleansing your energy, because it's so very important right now that we be doing this. I had a lower vibrational entity or energy attempt to attach itself to me the other night. Or the other afternoon while I was napping, and it was kind of a disturbing experience. And I typically don't experience a whole lot of that. Over the past few months, I've experienced a couple nightmares that kind of bordered on night terrors, where I felt energy coming in, and I called in. Funny, we have Archangel Michael on the bottom of the deck. He's my go-to when I experience those things. His energy comes in, and it usually shakes me right out of whatever I'm experiencing in those dream times. But this energy was a little bit different. It was definitely something coming in and really seeking to attach itself. And my friend Tommy did a healing on me when he got home. An angelic healing. He does the Bel Vespita angel healing that I also do, which is like, if you're interested or intrigued by that, information's in the description box below. He did that for me, and that really helped. But it was just, we all have to up our game right now with taking care of our vibration. We cannot be indulging in things that lower our vibration, and we have to be honest with ourselves about what is. All right, this is so important right now because our vibration is so sensitive, because it is expanding so much. And these lower vibrational energies, they'll try to attach to anyone, right? But those of us who are holding all of this light, those of us who have these missions here, they know exactly who we are. And if they see any opportunity, they're really going to try to get in, because just as much as we know that we are shifting. This world has shifted. All right, it has shifted. We're just catching up in our physical reality, in our understanding of it. We're just catching up our consciousness, right? Like that's already happened. I don't necessarily like to use the words battle because it's very polarizing, but whatever you want to call it, like, it's already been won. Okay? But as we are aligning our vibration to it, there are energies that don't want that, right? And so those energies are going to come in all different ways, shapes, and forms, and they're going to seek any opportunity they can to kind of get in there. All right? To throw a wrench in the works. And so we have to be super vigilant right now. We have to really pay attention to how everything is affecting our vibration, and we have to constantly be taking care of that vibration. And Archangel Michael coming through on the bottom of the deck, he is here to assist you in this process. As is Archangel Uriel. And we got Metatron on the bottom of the deck too, so we got a bunch of the heavy hitters here. All right? So really, call on Archangel Michael, Uriel, or Metatron, right? But really, Archangel Michael will come in with that staff, with that sword, and he will cut away those energies. He's here offering his protection, right? But also reminding us of our true power, right? And standing in, that's what this card, one of the things this card says, stand in your power. He's here to lend his power, but he's reminding us his power is our power. And so the more we step into that, and the more we hold strong at that and resonate with that, just the better, right? The less we're going to experience these energies, but we have to be vigilant about it. We have to be vigilant. All right, I love you guys. I appreciate you. If you like this video, hit that like button. Drop a comment down below if you feel so moved to donate. There are links down below to do so. Description of all the different things that I offer with my email. If you are wanting some one-on-one assistance at this time, just shoot me an email. Let me know what you have going on, and we can figure out what is the best way to address that and what is going to be the most helpful for you at this time. There is also a link down below for the class that I will be teaching for Synchronicity University, Nadia Shah's Synchronicity University. Very pleased for that. I do have to update, as it is August 1st now. The choose your own tuition rate is over, but I still believe that the classes are extremely affordable. So I'll get that information updated for you guys, for those of you who want to join in on that. That class is happening on September 22nd. We're going to be talking about the balancing of polarities, right? The 6 axes of the Zodiac and the evolutionary journey of balancing those energies. For instance, we talked a little bit about the Leo Aquarius axis, the axis of ego, during this video today. So we'll be talking about all of those different axes. Anywhere where you have really a lot of placements or powerful placements on those, along those axes, those are energies that you came to find the balance to harmonize in this lifetime. All right. So much love, so much appreciation for each and every single one of you. Remember, you are so very, very powerful, and don't you ever, ever forget it.